thousands of flood victims in Bura in Tana River County continue to live in a deplorable state and risk contracting diseases as proper intervention measures have not been put in place to resettle them months after they were displaced by the floods.
And the victims say the government has delayed finding alternative homes and they have run out of essential supplies in their camps. Citizen TV's Miriam Nyambura tells the tales of a displaced population that is in despair.
Monday morning in Mororo, Tana River County. This is one of the villages that were flooded in December 2023 due to the heavy rains. Our return to the area exactly 7 months since the disaster occurred paints a different picture. The area is dry and deserted, but one can tell that all was not well not too long ago. So where is the population? A drive from Garissa town to Madogo and Bura areas of Tana River takes us about 15 minutes. Here we find a group of men leaving the camps. Perhaps they have stepped out to fend for their families. Women and children are left in the camps to look after the homes. The state of this camp is that of dilapidated tents. Some stitched using clothes, but families here have no choice. 55-year-old Asha Dulamolu welcomes us to her tent, where she lives with her 9 children and 8 grandchildren. She, like many others living in this camp, had a house in Mororo village, but it was swept away by the December 2023 floods, and life took a different turn.
Ema ameshatoboka na mahali sisi tunalala ni hapa. Kama mvua akinyesha sisi yote tunasimama. Paka mvua maana kila mahali yote maji zinanyesha ema. Tuko na shida hapa. Na hapa mahali kidogo mnaona watu 7 ndio tunalala hapa ndani. Wasichana 3, wa vijana 3 na pamoja na mimi.
Asha is home with one of her grandchildren. It's almost noon, but Asha does not have anything to cook for lunch, as she shows me the 3-stone fireplace that remained unused for a day. She whispers that she sent her 9 children out to fend for her family.
Kwa hivyo maisha yangu hakubadilika, maisha yangu amesorodeka chini. Sina hatuna kitu akula, hatuna nguo kuvaa, hatuna mali ya kulala. Maana tukupata usaidizi.
Just a few steps away we find Mwanatumu Abdallah, who is bedridden. She has been living with disability for 14 years, and this camp has been her home since 2017 after she was displaced by flash floods. Her living conditions, she says, are not helping her recover.
Kwa sababu hii nini zimetoboka. Mvua basi imeninyeshea hapa. Lakini sasa sina la kufanya, nifanye nini? Nimekaa tu. Naona.
30-year-old Mwanatumu Abdallah has lived in this makeshift structure for 7 years, and with each passing day she hopes that the government will put in place proper structures to resettle her and 519 families living in Bulabaraka camp in Tana River. The displaced persons all scramble for the little water that is available. Other taps remain dry.
Maji ya kunywa ni shida kwetu. Ya pili pia bado kuna baridi usiku. Watoto wanaumia na limonia chini yetu. Hospitali Red Cross inaleta mara moja na tangu tukuje kwa hii camp Red Cross ndio imetuleta hospitali mara moja.
Their wish of going back to their former homes in Mororo town is slowly fading as the road networks that were cut off by floods are being reconstructed. Schools and health centers that were destroyed by floods are inaccessible. This is Hatata Primary School in Mororo town, Tana River County, one of the schools that was submerged following heavy downpour last year. The trail of destruction is evident 10 months after the flooding happened. This is one of the classes for grade 7, and learning cannot continue in this environment for the 800 students who are hosted in this school. The area experienced flooding in 2 seasons between December and April, as water levels at River Tana rose to extraordinary levels at 6.8 meters. With the risk of flooding still imminent as the rainy season fast approaches, policymakers are encouraged to analyze climate risks and come up with solutions to combat the effects of climate change.
It really means we did not look at the climate proofing of those projects in advance. We did not really think through it, but because people were living there and services were required, then we moved. It's time for everybody to look at climate proofing of development projects in advance, and then from that perspective, even before people settle in different locations, you already know.
The advisory by the Met Department on the October, November, December season has dampened the spirit of displaced persons living in the camps, who will face yet another rainy season under dilapidated roofs. Bura, Citizen TV, Tana.